Good morning, my YouTubers and my friends and my family, and all my subscribers. Please remember to press subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. I did my weigh-in last Wednesday, so I just thought that maybe I would do it again this Wednesday, due to the fact that it would give me a week. And I'm ready to do my weigh-in, and yeah, let's take y'all on this journey with me. And I'm going to tell you what I did, and it seems to be working for me. So, yeah. So, I'm going to flip the camera down on the scale. $229. Okay. 229 from last week was 236 or 33. Oh no, when I first started it 2 weeks ago it was 236. The next one I went down to 233. Then I went down to 229. So I think my trend is probably 4 pounds every week. Yeah. Yeah, about 4 to 5 pounds. So, you guys, I'm a binge addict for sugar, okay? And I can't lie about that because I go berserk. My mind starts playing games with me. My mind starts telling me, like, go get the sugar, go get the sugar, go get the sugar. So I realized what I was doing wrong. Instead of me trying to substitute for what I was asking for, I tried to quit it all the way. And I think that's what happened. So I came up with this idea, right? Now everybody loves chicken. Every time I turn on the YouTube channel, everybody's talking about chicken this, chicken that. Well, I don't got enough time to make no rice and no broccoli. So what I did was I went to winn dixe and I bought, you know, those little hens they have already cooked for you for $7. And I started buying those every day. This is my 4th day. And then I also ate the whole thing. And when I ate the whole thing, it kept me so full throughout the day that the only thing I really had to worry about was my binging of my sweets. Now, everybody knows when you eat them donuts in a bag, you already over probably a good 800 calories, but you don't know it because it's so good to you. So, you're trying to figure out what can you do to combat the fact that you wanted sweets. So, what I did was, instead of me trying to go straight cold turkey, I had to find a different substitute. So, you know, I went through the thing with keto to see what people were doing for the sweets and stuff. So I was like, you know, what can I do to help me not binge? So you guys, I literally did this. Okay, it sounds funny, but I really did this, okay? I went to the store, and every day that I go buy my chicken, okay, it says every day. Obviously, it's working. You see the weight loss is coming down. And I go to the store, and kid you not. And what I do, see, you see I'm in my refrigerator. I go get this. I buy 1 can a day. They have it in Hershey, and they have it in Reese, and then they have it in this kind. It makes me believe that I'm actually having cake or something in my mouth. I don't know, but it's because the fact it's so fluffy, it's so sweet. But the calorie count on the can is only 10 calories for 40 servings. So if I emptied out that whole can, I only had 400 servings. 400 calories versus what I would have ate if I ate the donuts. But I'm not saying that I'm always going to stick to that method. But I'm going to stick to that method for right now because I'm a binge addict. It's like wanting alcohol. It's like wanting drugs. So with that being said, I started doing it that way, and every day faithfully What my body was telling me not to do, I was doing it. When my body said, no, don't go walking, I went walking. When my body said, don't get on the bike, I go get on the bike. I went to the gym. I did my workout too. And I was afraid of that. I was like, man, if I get on the scale and the scale goes back up because I start lifting weight, then I'll be mad. But the scale is still going down, and I've been lifting weights. And so, today, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go lift my weights. And for my cardio, I'm going to go ride the bridge, which is 12 miles for today. And that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to combat the thought of trying to sit still, because that's what's the problem. I already get full associated and sit still, and the food would sit still with me, so I could not basically do what I wanted to do. But I keep going back to the situation called living. Are you living, or are you just waiting there to meet your maker? I'm not ready to go meet my maker. I'm not ready to go to heaven. I'm not ready to do none of that. I want to have life here on earth. A lot of people are like, oh, I want to wait for this and I'm going to wait for God. No. God didn't say wait around for him. He said keep everything going. Be prosperous. Be wanting. Do whatever it is that you got to do to maintain the life that I gave you. Most people are still living around here for 90 years, 80 years, 70 years. It didn't mean they didn't love God and they didn't want to go. But they took care of themselves, And when I get on the bridge and I see these people that's like 80 years old, 90 years old, and they're walking past me, my first thought came to my mind was, God, Laverne, you walking so slow. But then I would tell myself, well, Laverne, you're walking at least you're doing that. Or somebody, even though we're in the middle of the pandemic, they would sit there and they'd be like, girl, you got this, keep going, girl, keep going. And I say, Lord, if I just get one of those a day, that will fuel me for 3 or 4 days. I went and paid on my Lucky Charm, you guys. I'm down to, I think I have 14 more weeks before I get it. So between the tack of me getting my Lucky Charm and me doing my weight loss videos, and I'm going to stay on it because I'm blogging for myself, you guys. And I'm just introducing y'all into my life. I want y'all to understand that, yes, at first, when I started at 437 pounds, I did try Kusami. I did try it for a year and a half, and I did lose some major weight. I lost almost 200 pounds doing that, and I have videos on that. But then when the pandemic came, it reminded me that what you do, sorry, but I don't edit, so I keep it real. I noticed something. Everybody say if the pandemic was over, you still would have took the medicine. I would have said yes, but then at the same time, I would not realize how strong I was. And the same medicine that I took, I lost the same amount of weight that I was paying almost $250 for, because I was so lazy. I'm not going to lie, it was about being lazy. I wanted something to work for me, but not me work for it. And I lost all that weight, but then I started gaining it back once the pandemic came. And when the pandemic came, I'm like, man, it still boiled down to how I ate. It still boiled down to what I was feeling. So when I had the medication on board, it taught me that, Laverne, the reason why you lost weight was because you didn't eat as much. You had something permitting you in your mind, in your bloodstream, telling you, hey, you're not hungry. But what if I became mentally strong? What if I became the person that I was meant to be by doing it the way it should have been done all along? I did wanted a tool, but the whole time the tool that I needed truly was me. The tool that I really needed was me. I needed to believe in myself and not in the medication, because he called me back about 4 weeks ago, and he's like, you ready to come back to the doctors to get the medication? I'm like, no sir. He's like, well, I still need you to come in and get weighed. How you doing during the pandemic and stuff? I was like, well, I'm doing fine. So when I do go get weighed by him, I'm going to show him that, listen, I understand that it's okay to push medications. I understand that I wanted the same results that everybody else wanted. I did love the fact I was on the medication because I didn't have to try as hard. But it was harder to believe that I never could get that medication again. And my mental state was telling me that I was going to go back to 437 pounds. And I didn't want that life because that wasn't life. I couldn't spend time with my children. I couldn't take them bike riding. I was so hot and humid that I sweat all the time, which I still do. Even though I got pain in the presence of, I'm going to have pain to the day I die. You know, that was the promise after he died. When you bear a child, you're going to have pain. Because the fact a child does not proceed or came about didn't mean that that pain was irrelevant for any of us, meaning male or female. Some type of pain we're going to bear. Some type of pain that's always going to be there. We can sit there all day long. I told myself, oh, once I lose the weight, I'm going to walk better. That was 2.5 years now. And I didn't walk any better. So I said, hey, I got to love her. I got to be with her. God's been faithful enough to give me oxygen. So, hey, I can be faithful in this. Whether it be walking or not walking, I got to be faithful to myself. I got to be faithful to the mission. And the mission is me understanding that my valuability of health in my life is at stake. And I don't want to go straight into something because when you have a sugar problem, I swear to God, that thing takes over your mind, your heart, your desires. And when you get it, you are so associated, but you are so guilty at the same time. Doesn't that remind you of an addict with drug problems, drinking problems, cigarette problems? And what happened usually before they stop and give up, they didn't find a solution. So my solution was, okay, if I sat down and eat that whole can of whipped cream, it's only 400 calories, but I'm going to feel associated. I'm going to feel full. I'm not going to have that miserable feeling. And I go to bed without binging. And that's been going on for the last 5 days. So I was like, oh my God, it's working. It's working. At first I was like, Laverne, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. So then yesterday was my test. Yesterday, you know, when you go to Family Dollar, all you see is sweets everywhere. I had to go and wash my clothes. So I was like, okay. So what I did before I went to the store, I associated myself with that whipped cream, okay? Because it took the taste bud, it tricked the taste bud. I don't know why, but it did. It really did. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not picking up the honey buns. I'm not thinking, I didn't say I didn't think about it, but my ability to pick it up would have been the sin. You know what I'm saying? But I was like able to go in the store and I was like, man, I like this. This is really good. So every day now, I made a vow to myself. And it adds more walking to me too. That I would go to the Winn-Dixie or Publix or Walmart. And I would get me one of those hens that be already cooked for me, already grilled. And I would eat it all. And then after that, it's like I'm not hungry. Or then by time, see my windows from 3 to 11, which gives me 8 hours to eat, 16 hours not to eat. Sometimes I make it to where it's 20 hours not eating. But I still have the window to play with. So if I wanted that window, I can still maintain that window and still be in the deficit. So if I got really hungry after that, I turned around and said, you know, I can make some egg and cheese, you know. I can make a few egg and sweet cheese. And then I did that about maybe 7 o'clock, maybe about 5:30. Yeah, about 5:30. And all of a sudden, it's like I was going to bed. I wasn't full. I wasn't feeling miserable. And most of all, I didn't get up and I didn't binge. And I didn't have that argument with myself. Because I really took care of that sweet tooth. And at first I was like, oh my God, Laverne, you ate the whole can of whipped cream. And then when I did the calculations and found out that it was only 400 calories, I was like, I can eat a whole can of whipped cream a day. And I'll still be fine. I will still be fine. Because it's not like when you eat those honey buns. Those honey buns, you don't get just one, okay? You get multiple. It's not the problem when you get just the one. It's when you're not associated from the one and you got 2, 3, and 4 till you feel good about yourself. But then you don't took in almost 1,200 calories in one sitting and not know it because the fact it was so good. So when I look at the fact that I ate a whole can of whipped cream, which was Hershey, by the way, I love it. I can't wait today to when I get there to go get my stuff from Winn Dixie. And I was like, oh my God, it's working, it's working. And now I look at my weight's dropping down on 227. I was like, ah! On 236 when I first started filming. Yay! So with that being said, when I do get my Lucky Charm around my neck, y'all go, no! That I'm doing this thing and I'm doing it with no medications, you guys. No medication. And I'm so happy for myself, and I feel kind of foolish too because I spent almost, what, 2,000, no, let me tell you how much money I spent within almost 2 years on that medication. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I spent almost $2,000 on medication to get the same results that I'm getting right now without it. And I blame it on the fact that, one, I was lazy. I was lazy about my life. It wasn't nobody holding me there. It wasn't nobody forcing me to take the medication. I just didn't want to have to deal with it. And then when the pandemic came, it taught me that you're going to have to deal with without some things to get some things. And it taught us a lot, you guys. It taught you too. Because now that we didn't have the gym to go to, it taught us to get with nature. It taught us to do our walking. It taught us to do our biking. I could not believe how many bikes were missing out of Walmart. You can go anywhere to get a bicycle. And now it's like that we had the pandemic, it restarted us because anything over 21 days is a restart. You have to get over 21 days for you to get over anything that you're doing that used to be like a habit. Because we are habit of creatures, you guys. We are so much into habits to where if we don't break it, see, God broke the habit for us when he gave us the pandemic. Where we used to go out here all the time and splurge and spend money and go to bars and stuff. And then went to the gym and stuff. All the luxury stuff got put to the side and it was only left with you and yours. So when I got into the pandemic, I didn't walk as much. But then I started walking and I stopped worrying about the sun trying to get me dark. I started thinking about, oh my God, I really miss it. So when I go to the gym, it's not the same anymore. It's like I actually had a reset to where I want to be on my bicycle, which is going to help me more. It's going to give me more of effort. When I first started riding my bike, I was so wide-legged because my knees don't want to bend. Now they're actually bending and staying on the pedals to where I can pedal the bike. I mean, my foot is not like on it almost, but because my knees don't bend like I want them to. But now I can get the back of my heel closer on the pedal to where I'm like, oh my God, I got this, you know. And I'm not thinking about the riding. I'm thinking about the journey that I'm taking myself on. A journey that nobody can afford because it's for me. And when I think about what is for me, what is it that I'm asking for? What is it that I'm wanting? I'm wanting my life more abundantly, but it's not in necessity things like cars and this and that. And, you know, I hope one day the Lord sends me a husband or something that will want to do the same activities as me, because he would have to want to do the lifestyle that I have, or he's already doing the lifestyle that I have. Because if you get someone that is not on board with that lifestyle, you guys, you will fail, and you will start gaining weight back. Especially if they like to eat food as well. Because they don't understand that trauma of that food. They don't understand that what it took for you to be this person that you are. So even though that I'm losing weight, I'm being mindful of my selections as well. And I let them know, listen, if you think I'm going to go out to eat all the time, I'm not that person. I want to be either walking on the beach or I want to be doing something active. I want to get out among this world because there's so much out there that if you are single, you won't be out the wild because somebody's bound to find you. Somebody's bound to notice you. It's not the fact that we are heavy set. It's not the fact that if we're ugly or anything, because God made every individual body for somebody. And that's the way I see it. And it's your flavor, your taste. But when all this is occurring, we, as me and you, have to be able to be subjectable to the fact that while I'm working on me, God is working on me. And while God is working on me, I want to give him the same effort that he gave me, because I know that in my heart, this woman is worth it. This woman has a successful mind, and she's going to do it. But she can't do it with all that weight on her. Her organs, her heart cannot try to keep her happy and then be suffocated at the same time. It's not, you're either going to do it or you're going to die. Point blank, period. I'm walking from the grave, you guys. I'm walking from the grave, and you guys are journeying me on it. Jason, all you guys, I go to each of them. Everybody that subscribes to me, I go to y'all page, and I subscribe back to you guys to let you know that, look, we in this together. This journey that we're taking, many people have took it, and many have gave up, and many have failed. So my thing is that if I can show you guys that I can stay on and hold myself accountable by showing you guys the videos, I'm like, you know what? I can't let nobody down. I actually have people rooting for me. I have people that's thinking about me, leaving me comments, and they're talking good stuff about me. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. Even if they didn't say anything good or bad, at least I have something to reference to. You know, you might think like, Laverne, did you stop drinking the shakes? I did stop drinking the shakes for the last 4 days. Because the fact that I decided that if I'm going to get the protein, at least I'm going to be associated, mean full, by eating instead of just drinking, because it's going to go right through me. So when I ate the whole chicken that you get from Walmart, winn dixe, and it was good because I like chicken. So I was like, man, this is working. And I got so full to where I was actually like, I'm like, something's wrong with me. I got so much energy. What is going on with me? What's going on? And I'm like, I started laughing at myself. I'm like, Laverne, what is you doing? What is you doing? I said, I'm going to McDonald's to get me a black iced coffee. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And I'm doing this all by myself. It's like I'm talking to me as I'm encouraging me. Before, I used to think that, oh, it'd be nice to have a partner with me. It's going to be great to have a partner with me, but it's nice to have myself. It's nice to know that I'm actually doing something that nobody knows about. It's nice to know that, hey, at the end of the day, God, it's just you and me. At the end of the day, you're my favorite fan. At the end of the day, if I got a God that is my fan base, if I got a God that is my everything, what can I possibly go wrong? Well, don't get me wrong, you guys, I slip up. I make mistakes, but on this journey, I am building on those mistakes. I'm building on those slips up. So whenever my body sit up there and it says, don't do it, don't do it, I fight her and I tell her, you're going to do it. And when you're done, you're going to be happy that you've done it. So get your butt up, get your butt dressed, and take your butt outside. Walk for a few more minutes, and you're going to enjoy your walk. At first, when it starts, it sucks, so bad. But then when you start walking and you get into a rhythm, before you know it, you don't walk over 5 miles. Before you know it, it's not that bad. The part that I had to get over was that I felt tired. I didn't even want to do it. But I knew that if I kept going or kept doing what I didn't want to do versus what I wanted to do, I can sustain what I want to do, what I want to have. So yeah, I hope y'all subscribe and like. I love you guys so much. It is now Wednesday morning. It is May 27th. No. Yeah, it is May 27th. I'm so bad with dates and names. But like I say, you guys, and I say it again, sometimes you gotta, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Let your feelings show. Yeah, I'm coming out. Ow! I want the world to know. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys. Thank you, each and every one of you subscribers that tell me that you subscribe to me. You are the bomb. You got this, and we ain't going back. We ain't gonna look back, because the only thing back there is the casket that we walked away from. If the devil want to steal my joy, he gonna have to catch me outside, and he better believe I am hard to catch. I love you guys. Bye.